I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me like the plague. Hello everyone, my name's Helen, I'm the Diddy Stitcher, my pronouns are she, her. It is Friday the 19th of April and it's just gone cloudy again. Oh, I was so excited to say like, it's nice clear blue skies. Massive cloud. Just, so if the lighting goes funny, I'm sorry. But also, I'm sick of this weather. If you're new here, because I've had a few new subscribers, welcome. I live in the northeast of England, and I think just the UK as a whole has had some just really crap weather for 6 months, it seems. It's just grey and wet and cold. The garden is springing, there's colour in the garden, but it doesn't, you can't like sit out there and have a cup of tea in the morning because it's just so wet and cold. Anyway, I put my tea down and I've pulled my tarot card for today, and today is Temperance. I pulled this, I was thinking of like Stitch North because it's what, 6 days till I fly. Weekend 1 is happening as we speak. I don't know. It's still kind of the middle of the night, their time. But like I've seen people arriving on the Facebook group and everything, so it's fun. Sorry, Alex just came home. So yeah, I pulled Temperance for... I pull for stitching in general, but specifically thinking about my journey over to Canada and everybody getting there and having fun and what have you. And so yeah, Temperance is all about balance, moderation. So heed it or not, and I probably won't, but yeah, I don't really know what to say. I also was looking at Temperance in my personal life as well. My husband has pulled Temperance a few times recently, and it's just kind of all about patience as well. So maybe I'm like getting too excited because it's weekend 1, and watching everybody, and I'm like, you know, patience, your time will come. So yeah, take from that what you will. What I'm loving, I had a couple of shout outs from Emma X Stitch, who I haven't seen in a while. So it was nice to see her, and she remembered that we met at the Floss Friends retreat like what, 2-3 years ago now. And from Cross Stitch the Globe, Steph and Alison, they gave me a little shout out and said they liked my background, which was lovely. So if you hear from either of those, thank you so much for coming. I have hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, so that's exciting. And I do have a little celebratory thing at the end, so stay tuned. Or skip to the end, I don't mind. Also, what I'm loving, I just woke up this morning and binged the whole Taylor Swift new album. So I wouldn't describe myself as a Swiftie, but if you want to talk about it, I'm here to talk about it. So stitching, I call it an FFO because I finished it and that's all I get to do with it. I finished my model. That's 4 models. in 5 months, over 27,000 stitches for Yasmin Maze of Love. So I'm really excited to see those out in the wild whenever she releases them. It's been a hard 5 months stitching and not being able to show you. But yeah, she was really happy with my finishing. And probably why Temperance has come up as well. She asked me to do 2 more, which is just lovely. To know that she liked them so much that she'd want me to do them again. And I said no, because that was a lot. And to be fair, like, the 5 months wasn't the deadline she gave me. I wanted to do them before I finished Stitch North, so I crammed that in. But I feel like I've neglected some of my own whips for that. So it took a lot to say no. I'm not a person that says no, and I need to learn to change that. So I was proud of myself, and friends were proud of me, who I told, like, please don't let me do this again. And I've been saying it at work more as well, which is nice. So I think the temperance of balance, like, and we had the what was it, the King of Cups last video, which was like balance your social obligations with your own creativity. So, you know, I don't feel obligated, but when somebody likes your work and wants you to do more work for them, I feel like I should help them. But I need to work on my own creativity. I'm looking at my whipboard and there's a lot to do. So I said no more for this year. Like, reach out towards the end of the year and see where I am, if you need anything then. And she was really understanding, which was so lovely, because I was really nervous, like, saying no, and would she be upset and would she not love me anymore? But yeah, so I'm really glad that I'm finished, really glad that she's happy, and I'm really glad I said no. So, you know, have your balance, and if your balance is putting up your boundaries, say no. What's Michelle said recently? You know, hold your boundaries. Hold your boundaries and tell me your pronouns. And I'm actively doing that. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that finish. So yeah. Look out for Yaz's new releases, stitched by yours truly. So starts. I started the, oh, that's terrible. I haven't got anything. Is that enough? We'll work with it. This is the Themas and Fungi Sal by Fine Frog Stitching, that got released on the 5th of April, I think. So I did it kind of in 2 stages. So this is just the frames drop, and I don't think the next drop is until the end of April. I think when I'm away, or just when I'm back. So I wanted this to be done before I went away. So this was 2,187 stitches. It was quite a lot. But I did it in 2 parts. I did, like, the lighter colour first and then the darker colour. So there was 2 colours in this drop. Both about the same number of stitches. So here we go. Whoop. Didn't test this laying at all, did I? So this is on 20 count even weave in Forest Green by Zweigart. I'm doing it 2/1. It feels a little bit puffy and tight. But I wanted the really thick kind of outline for the frames. I think I will see if it needs to be 1/1 for what's inside the frames and on the shelves and such. It'll just be a as and when. I might start stitching and feel like it's too much for, because I don't know what's going in this little thing, but that the empty space in that frame is 3 stitches by 7 stitches. So I don't know what's going in there, but I feel like it might need to be delicate with a 1/1 on 20 count. So we'll see. But yeah, that was fun. I think the model is stitched on a purple and it looks really funky, but I didn't have a purple in a size that I was kind of happy with, and they did say in the instructions that it would work on a green. I think forest green was a suggested colour, but it does feel a lot different, so I'm interested to see how it turns out. I think the pictures that I was taking when I was stitching, just my lighting looks a bit odd. I don't really know the lighting in here. It makes it look a bit, I mean, it's not helping that I've just got this piece of paper behind it. But yeah, we'll see. So that was Femurs and Fungi style. Let me know if you're doing that as well, because I know Megan is. At a few others, but because the hashtags don't work really well on Instagram, it's hard to know who's doing it. So let me know if you're doing it too. So then my whips, that's upside down. This is Anna. This is the full coverage picture to pattern thing that my dad got me of my daughter, who just turned 4 yesterday. So I really don't know about these colours. I'm really scared. This is like the top of her head, and I think this darker bit is her hairband. So I'm hoping, I don't know. There's sometimes I catch it and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I think maybe it's just this lighting. It's a bit too harsh. It's a bit too stark in the contrast. But I'm just gonna keep going and see. So I'm doing this on a 25 count even weave. I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch because it's the satin floss, so I find it easier to control with just a tent stitch rather than trying to go over, and to start with a loop start as well. I've done 2,300 stitches on it, and I put it in a smaller Q-snap. I had it in an 8x11 Q-snap, and that would fit like the whole width in, but I've decided I will just do it page by page. So I've controlled it in a smaller Q-snap. Yeah, it's hard because it was a stamped, one of the stamped kits. So you get the pattern on the fabric, which was a 14 count Aida, and it was like, it's really stiff. So I was worried about the satin floss pulling through that, how fluffy it would get. So that's why I put it on a 25 count even weave. But you get the paper pattern also. So I guess if you did need to wash your project before you'd finish stitching it, you'd have what the pattern is. But it's not the greatest. I get when you're stitching on the printed fabric, it would be fine because you just color, it's like color by numbers. But when you're having to look back and forth at the pattern, it's like, it doesn't feel logical because there's like big blocks of yellow and you're like, okay, but I'm not stitching in yellow, I'm stitching in blue or whatever. So I can't do a lot at a time. I kind of, now that I finished my model stitching where I had a tracker on Google Sheets. So I'd worked out that I needed to do like 180 stitches a day, and I could put in what I'd actually done that day and then what it told me I needed to do the next day. So if I'd done loads of stitches, it said, you know, you don't need to work on it for the next 3 days because you're caught up, kind of thing. So now that that's done, I've kind of flipped that and done it for this Anna piece because I kind of wanted it done before she's 5, so within a year, and that takes me to like 200 stitches a day. So it's more stitches, but it's 10th stitch. But the way that I calculate these stitches is just when I have finished filling in a 10 by 10 block, I paste over it with washi tape because the paper that it's printed on is like shiny, so highlighter doesn't work. And if I needed to, I could use like a Sharpie, but if I need to take it off for whatever reason, I can peel back the washi and look underneath and see what things are. Anyway, so I could do, like, I've done all of these stitches in this next row and I haven't counted them yet. So next time when I go in, once I filled in that 10 by 10 block, I say that I've done 100 stitches, even though I might only have done 10. So it's not really accurate. It's like, comes with, what's happening to my hair? I don't know. I just got my hair dyed yesterday, so it's sitting a bit funny. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just carrying on with it. It's downstairs on my Lowry, so I can put some stitches in whenever I can. But I'm kind of already behind with the target number, and I'm going to be away for a week. So I'm sure there'll be times where I'll like binge it and I'll be able to do like 1,000 stitches in a day. But it's a tentative goal to have it done within a year. I don't know that I'll hit it. But I really don't want this one languishing. Like my other full coverages, like my Moe ones that I started in 2018, and they've only got 2 pages done on them. I don't want this one to languish. It's not as many stitches as those ones. It's not as big, but the reason that I didn't want to take on any more big model stitching. So yeah, that was Anna. The next one was what I rolled last video for my whip board. This is Chipping Sparrow Biscuit Nest by Cricket Collection. Yeah. And this is the bottom of the biscuit nest, and that was my goal, to get that done. That was a lot of stitching too. And this is the one where the pattern just has like some blank spaces, and then on the side it says stitch every blank space with 613 or something, and I'm like, why didn't you just give 613 a symbol? I don't know. So it was a little bit difficult to get that done, to kind of, you have to kind of follow these lines that it, you know, it looks like the bottom of a nest. It looks like all the twigs interwoven and everything. But you kind of have to find your path, and it's just a bit difficult. So I powered through that one because, again, I wanted just to get it done. So I've flipped the magnet upside down now, so that's the goal for 2024 is complete. There was a load of extra fabric on here, so I think I've like roughly measured how much I'll need for this one and the other 3 in the collection on this piece of fabric, because it's a 28 count even weave. So if you stitch all of these on a 28 count, it's like what size the nest would be in real life. So there's a hummingbird one, which is going to be like tiny. So I think I've given enough fabric for the rest of those. Maybe I'll wait until all 4 of them are done to actually make them into biscuit nests. I don't know. We'll see. That was 1,771 stitches that I did on the biscuit nest, because it's easier to count stitches on that because it's full coverage. The next one I didn't count the stitches, but I kind of put some stitches in to help me, because this one is coming with me to Stitch North. So this is silk of the cotton wool linen silk selection series by the Primitive Hare. So this is the last one that, well, they're all kind of not finished. They're all finished for now. And it's on a 32 count linen even weave linen that I tea dyed and then sprinkled with instant coffee and complete color conversion. So what I've done is I've put the outline of the dress in, the trim I guess is a dress, and then this is all filled in with a different color. What did I choose? Barn Door by Classic Colourworks. So I've put these stitches in as a guide, because this one, I might take this one on the plane, and it's just a paper chart. So I know I can fill in the skirt from the edge of the trim up to this line, and then it's like one line in up to this line, one line in up to this line, to like get the curve of the skirt. And then this side it goes a bit higher until it curves in, so I don't have to count. I could just stitch whether I'm on the plane or at the table at Stitch North or whatever. But yeah, I'm not counting the stitches on it. I just kind of made those what do you call them? Like landmark stitches, I guess. Like I can just stitch until I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of it. But that's a lot of stitches to do. I'm sure I'll get bored of it before I actually need to look at the pattern. So might take that one on the plane. It's just mindless fill-in. Then my last whip was Stitch for Pride. So this was April's. This from D's 22 Stitches. I'm doing this on a 36 count linen from Fibre on a Whim. I think it's Latte. And the pink is a nude from Cottage Garden Threads. I think it's a Miss Dye or the end of the line of their Candy Cane thread. And then the words are in this orange from the Sriracha bottle, which is a DMC variation. I can't remember what the number is. But this was for the Kiss and Tell collective in Vancouver. Really interesting. I talked about it last time. But I did stitches for the nipples instead of the French knots. Because I couldn't really bother to do French knots. And then the other ones there are just like negative space nipples. So yeah, glad that I got that one finished before I went to Stitch North. So when I come back, I fly on the 1st, but I don't get back to Newcastle until the 2nd. It's like an overnight flight. So when I come back, Maze will be released and I can start on that. So that was all my stitching that I've done. Haul. I didn't really buy anything apart from my Stitch North hoodie. It's very cozy. It has been through the wash because it's one of those ones that like gets really fluffy when you wear it the first time. So, and I might need to, I'll see how it looks. It doesn't seem to be too bad on this white shirt, but it might need going over with a lint roller. But excited about that. And then I got loads of happy mail. So if you've seen some of my recent previous videos, you've seen that I've been making needle minders out of the Fuck the Tories pins from, used to be Hello Treacle, is now Flowing Fibres on Instagram. I'm bringing a couple of them to Stitch North, so if you're there and you want a Fuck the Tories needle minder, hit me up. But some of my viewers wanted, who were not coming to Stitch North, I posted some out, and I realised, like I reuse a lot of, when I get packages and stuff, I reuse them. I sell stuff on Vinted, and I usually take the label off when it's been posted to me. But I had these little like large letter ones. I think they were all from Kate Blanford, and I didn't take the label off. So those that I sent to then saw my address, which is fine. But then, so I got some surprises. They didn't have to ask for my address. So one was from Tori. I'll tag their Instagrams below if you want to go check it. So lovely little card. And then she stitched, I've kept them in this little bag that she sent. She was asking me like loads of questions and I didn't really catch on about my tarot card based on my birthday or something like that. I hadn't heard of it before, but she worked it out that it was the Empress. So she stitched me the Empress card. And she asked me what my favourite colour was. And I said green. So, but this is just beautiful. I did ask her the designer, I can't remember, but it was an Etsy shop. I'll link it below as well, because they've got some other Major Arcana tarot cards. And this is just really beautiful, really simple. But she also stitched it mini for Anna. Oh, it's so cute! So I'm not sure what size this actually is. I think it's the same fabric, but this is 1/1 and this is 2/2. Yeah. And then she also sent 2 Aura rose quartz. I don't have these. I have rose quartz, but not Aura ones that are like iridescent. So again, one for me and one for Anna. So she'll keep that in her little treasure box that she's got. She's got this little pot with like shells that we found at the beach, and she got a shark's teeth when we went to the aquarium and stuff like that. So she'll keep that in there. And then she also sent, which is just so lovely, a pocket version of the Lightseers Tarot, and I've looked at this for ages and loved it. So it's got its little guidebook, and then I haven't shuffled yet, but they are like quite small, and it's, you know, a nice little tin to travel with. And I have a one in my bag that I take, and I do the lady when I sit and have my hair done. The lady who works there, she likes to have her tarot read. So I'll swap this out the next time I go there. But just, this is just such a lovely deck, and it's got really lovely imagery. So I have to have a play with that. So thank you, Tori, for that. She got not a Tori needle minder or pin. I can't remember if I left it as a pin. But she was like, I'm not a Tory, but also I think she's Victoria, but she goes by Tori, so it's Tori, not Tory. So it was like a double meaning for her, and I thought that was funny. So thank you, Tori. And then I also got a thank you card from Alison. Beautiful card. The Curious Inksmith. Nice. And she again just said thank you for the needle minder, and I sent 2, and her husband wears one as well as a pin, so that's fun. And she sent me a skein of Cottage Garden Threads Canna Lily, which is so lovely and unnecessary, because I got all of the seconds pins to make into needle minders from Amy at Hello Treacle, and gave a donation to something that was close to her heart, and also the Palestinian Red Crescent. And so I was giving out the needle minders as a celebration of that, and asking people if they wanted to donate, that they could donate to another, you know, Palestinian supporting cause, and they both did, but also sent me gifts. Like, people are so nice. This community is so nice. Also some Happy Mail. Well, I guess I kind of bought it, but it's Deanna from Darling and Whimsy. I'm part of her Patreon, and she sends gifts every quarter, I think. So we got a floss drop with her Queen Bee Quacky Quaker on it, a rabbit sticker, and it's like foily. That's fun. And then also a frog needle minder. It's the cutest thing. So it's been sat in my to show box, so I have to put that on a whip right away, and I don't know which ones. Maybe I'll put it on my Femurs and Fungi, because it's from Fine Frog Stitching. I don't know if I've got any whips that are frog themed. No. Anyway. Thank you, Diana. I love you. So that was on my haul. So normally I would do plans. I would roll my D20 and I'd pick a whip, but because I'm going away, I've kind of picked whips that are, you know, good to travel with. If I rolled and my chatelaine came up, like, I couldn't travel with my chatelaine. Anyway, so I picked. I'm taking the whole series of cotton, wool, linen, silk because I need to find. Because I've colour switch. What is it? Substituted. No. Words. Because I've changed all the colours. They're called for the words at the top. I need to find one that is cohesive between all of the pieces. So I'm going to take them to Stitch North. I'm going to go to vendors and like have a floss toss kind of thing. So I can work on it plus do the floss toss. I'm also taking Singer Sampler for the same reason. Need to find something that goes with everything for the words. Whether I stitch on it or not is another, because it's 40 count. It's over 2 on 40 count, so it's fine, but whether I actually get to stitch it. The other thing that I'm taking is Gingerbread House, just because it's in hand for the plain. And it's quite easy. I'm not sure about the lighting situation, so I think I'll take... Well, all of my stuff is coming on in my carry-on because God forbid they lose my suitcase and I've lost my stitching. That ain't happening. So it'll come on in my carry-on. I think my gingerbread house will be in my little personal bag that I'll like keep with me so I can just pull it out really quick. And if I need to, you know, bother the people that are sat next to me to get it out the bin in the overhead if I can't get, because it's just a backpack. I don't like putting stuff in the overhead bin because I can't reach. So if I can put my backpack and my personal bag under the seat in front of me, it won't be too bad. But I think my backpack will be pretty full. Because I'll have all my stitching, all of the stuff that I'm bringing for people that is like purposeful rather than stuff for the freebie table and gifts, general gifts for people at Stitch North. They're going to go in my hold suitcase. So if that goes, it's sad, but it's okay. So yeah, my carry-on will be pretty full. So getting stuff out of it, I'll have to strategically put stuff if I need it. Anyway, and then I'm gonna bring a piece of 36 count, I think, for working on Quirky Quick Crab that I'm gonna start with Natty because she's bringing some Tudor silk or something for me to do 1/1. So we're going to do the crab together because that was one of my first Whip Go calls. And it's like April and I've not done any of my Whip Go calls because I don't have the right stuff. So I'm going to do that there as well. And then other plans, I've got a giveaway for my 1,000 subscriber celebration. I think I just finished my models for Yaz and I'd sent them off, and I just hit my 1,000 subscribers then. So while I was chatting with her, I asked her if I could buy one of her charts to give away, a PDF, and then we can send it to anyone around the world. And she said, yes, absolutely, but I will donate it. So Yaz is very kindly donating. So what I'll do is I've got a Google form in the description box because I think the keyword thing doesn't work anymore. But do comment and let me know what of Yaz's patterns you'd be after, because she's got so many, like, and you know, a variety of kind of styles for everybody. So I'll link Yaz's website, go have a look, let me know which one you'd be interested in. Don't say winner B18 all that jazz. So yeah, I've got a Google form. Fill in the Google form, so just so I've got your email, so I can give it to Yaz, so she can send. She knows where to send it to, but we'll have a chat about what you want, because also I'm gonna give away some needle minders. So I think I could probably give away. I'm taking some needle minders to Stitch North as like gifts, like random acts of kindness gifts. But I still have some, quite a lot, and not just Fuck the Tories. So if you're not into that, like there'll be other ones available. But I've got some that again if I pick you from the random number generator of who has filled in the Google form, we can chat about what needle minder you would like from me. So a couple of you, like I'll see how many people enter, but a good few chances to win. So if you would like something, please fill in the Google form. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, because we've hit that mark now. I think my watch count is not quite high enough to monetize yet, but I don't do it for the money, and I just do it for me, and I'm glad that you're watching too. So that's it for stitching. I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in life, and if you're not here for that, then thank you, and I will see you after Stitch North. So life, yeah, Anna turned 4 yesterday. I can't believe it. I can't believe 4 years. Like 4 years ago, we were like in lockdown, and I was terrified in hospital. I think now, 4 years ago, me and Anna were still in hospital. Anna and Alex was here waiting to say that he could come and get us. And then, he couldn't even come into the hospital. Me and Anna had to be like taken to the front door. So I didn't even get the like kind of, walking down the corridor holding the car seat kind of picture. So there's lots of like, it's bittersweet looking back at that time, but just to look at her now that she's 4, and it doesn't seem to have phased her. She's doing fantastic. She's brilliant. She got her place at primary school. I don't think I've said that actually out loud like that before. So she'll be going to school in September. I have to get like little uniforms and little book bags and pencils and pencil cases, and oh goodness. I don't know. I'm trying not to overthink it, but we'll get the letters for what we need and everything. But yeah, I think I mentioned at the beginning that I've just listened to Taylor Swift's new album, and like the extended version or whatever that took like 2 hours to get through. I don't think I'm a Swiftie, but I think she's a good songwriter and great lyricist, and I like to look at all the conspiracy theories. I don't think I'm I don't see all the Easter eggs, but I like people telling me about what they are. But also Bluey, the Sign. Have you watched that? I bawl my eyes out. So if you've watched Bluey, let's talk about that too. Even if you don't have kids, like, you should watch it, because again, it's just like a masterpiece of art. Like, it's not just a kids show. Like, there's kids shows that I really can't stand because they're crap. Like, Bluey is. So yeah, apart from that, I'm just getting ready for Stitch North. My suitcase is over there, kind of half packed with stuff. I'm so excited and a little bit terrified of the flight, and I'm not scared of flying, it's just like the being on time and changing in Dublin, and if I lost my suitcase, no, I'm just catastrophizing. But I'm so excited to see everybody, so excited to see Anna, my roommate, the Megans, Michelle, Steph, everybody, like Kim, who's got loads of stuff for me because I bought loads of her D-stash. Excited to go shopping, excited to go do stuff with Megan afterwards in Mississauga. Yeah, I can't believe it. I fly Thursday morning. So, okay, I gotta go because I finished my tea and I need to go to work and I got stuff to do. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.